For those of you who didn't know, I live with a family of 5. Those happen to be my mom, my 2 sisters, and my brother. Thankfully, our family isn't bland. My brother is loud yet caring. My oldest younger sister is quiet and reserved, but is actually a goofball and a weirdo when she opens up. My youngest sister is a lot like my other sister, but since she's the youngest, the rest of us agree, except for my mom, that the youngest has been spoiled, but that doesn't matter. One thing we all have in common is we all like a certain type of anime. My mom is the newest, liking Naruto, but my brother's a bit confusing, but enjoys Dragon Ball along with One Punch Man. The youngest consists of also Dragon Ball and the newer Glitter Force, and my oldest younger sister likes My Hero Academia and Assassination Classroom. Now you have to know, my favorites conflict with hers for one reason. She hates romantic animes except for Akatsuki no Yona or Yona of the Dawn. The reason this is a problem is because I like Dragon Ball, which she recently grew out of, and Toradora. She is the perfect example of everyone has their own opinion, even if it's wrong. I'm just kidding, Fiona. I'm sorry, I'm just playing. That's when I made a realization. Maybe reviewers don't understand everyone has their own opinion. Or maybe I'm just stupid and just figured out that basic concept. Now, we all have a guilty pleasure, whether it be cleaning, editing, writing, watching a bad movie, or reading a bad book. It really doesn't matter. We all like something the media doesn't hold in high regard. Well, mine is an anime. This anime isn't super duper popular. It's not rare though, but it's also not mainstream. This anime is Toradora. Not everyone likes romance, not everyone likes action. That's okay. But enough stalling. This is my review of Toradora, and why you should watch it. The first thing to mention is a little synopsis. Now, here's your spoiler warning. I'll give you a few moments. Okay, I gave you a fair chance. Toradora follows the interesting love story of Ryuji Takasu and Taiga Aisaka. In a chance of clumsiness, Taiga and Ryuji join forces to help each other win the hearts of their crushes Minori Kushiera and Yusaku Kitamura. Now let's begin dissecting the series. The first thing I want to mention is the relationship of Ryuji and Aisaka. And oh my god, is it great. Even though Aisaka begins as an ordinary tsundere, or whatever you call it, I don't know, but flushes out into something a lot more. Now you have to understand, this takes place in a third-person limited narrative following Ryuji's side of the story, so we're seeing a lot more of Ryuji's personality. For those of you that haven't gotten that far in English class, a narrator that's third-person limited means that the narrator is an outside person of the whole situation, but can read the minds of only one main character. In other words, this isn't an all-seeing eye. It's only an all-seeing eye for one character. Well, the only reason I'm bringing this up is because it's in the novels, because the anime breaks this. The two biggest examples are after the race to have the first dance with Aisaka after she won the beauty pageant. She explains she doesn't want Ryuji or Minori to really worry about her. Now, not only is the next example important to this point specifically on the narrator breaking its own rules, but this one's important to the whole entire series and the plot. That moment happens to be the winter dance. Ryuji realizes, after this whole spiel of dancing and singing and all this crap, he's serving punch, it's whatever, he decides that he's gonna go into this bear costume and go surprise Taiga. Taiga and Ryuji have an emotional moment, and she sends him off to go see Minori at the dance. However, in that process, she realizes that she has fallen in love with Ryuji, and she can't be with him, telling herself why, and goes outside screaming for Ryuji, with Minori watching without her knowing. Back to my original point, yes, most of the time it follows Ryuji with his thoughts and his feelings. As the story progresses, We see the relationship between the two advance as we see more and more of Taiga's feelings for Ryuji. It's not until the last 3 episodes that we start to get the feeling that Ryuji loves Taiga back. This was the only slight annoyance that I found in this anime. Period. In other words, it's only the pacing at the ending episodes that I found as a flaw. As for the rest of the main cast, everyone provides a great support for the main couple. Minori Kushieda, being the best friend of Isaka, is willing to forget her own happiness for Taiga. Yusako Kitamura is a great friend to compliment for Ryuji and is a great foil to Isaka's personality. Ami was really interesting, as she is a great support for the relationship standpoint as well. She shows feelings towards Ryuji, but eventually helps to try and avoid anyone and everyone from getting hurt in this whole dramatic sequence. Yasuko, Ryuji's mother, is excellent and is shown to really care for the last 2 or 3 episodes before the conclusion. At first she's shown to be an alcoholic, but eventually we find out that she's actually taking on a lot of jobs to help support Ryuji for college. However, this makes it even more impactful after we know that Ryuji does not want to go to college. She does show, however, that she does want the best for Ryuji, and she truly does care for him. This whole series takes a sharp turn the moment Taiga's father comes into the scene. Here's where Taiga's past is revealed, the depth of Ryuji's sorrow is revealed along for his hatred of his father, and it shows that Ryuji hasn't completely healed since his father's death. It is explained what Taiga had to deal with, why Taiga left, and a reason for her moving. Everything after this point starts revealing feelings, thoughts, until the grand finale and the conclusion. The last huge turning point is where Ryuji is hit and drowning in the pool. No one saw Ryuji except for Taiga, and when she explains why she's so upset, she yells. The scene shows that she may have feelings for Ryuji, but ends up explaining herself later in the episode. Now, let's touch on the animation. And this animation is beautiful and is somewhat reused, but that's alright, because quality over quantity, that's okay. From the openings, throughout the episodes, to the endings, the animation remains consistent and great for making the series that much more enjoyable. The one fight scene in this anime is absolutely gorgeous, opening with the challenge of Isaka to the student council president. This fight is short, but is very entertaining with a huge message, then ending off Kitamura's character arc. This fight remained high speed, staying exciting through the duration, keeping the action from seeming too long yet too short. From a standpoint, in my perspective, this kept the fight at a perfect length. I say this because in high school, you really don't have long fights, not 3 to 4 hour fights. It's not going to take that long. Unless it does, then I don't know what kind of school you go to. So, in conclusion, the characters all have a huge role. The pacing is okay until the end, where the pacing is just a tad bit too fast. The relationship is great, and the only reason I neglected talking about the ending is so perfect for this anime that I would highly, highly recommend you watch it. One thing that I do want to say at the end of this, because I couldn't fit it anywhere else in the review, is that the novels are as incredible, if not even more than the anime. That's because more context is given, especially in Ryuji's perspective, where things are explained even more than what they usually are. That's been my review, guys. Thank you guys for watching. I hope you all enjoyed. Not all videos are going to be like this, since it took forever to come out. From school, to chores, to even my own laziness, this review has been postponed for way too long. So in the future, I'll try to make sure that not everything's going to take as long as this review did, because I've been saying it for months that I've been going to release it, I've been working on it, when simply I have not. So to finally end it, please rate and comment, and if you haven't already, please subscribe, as there will be more videos and reviews like this in the future. And I will see you guys next time.